Hey guys, this is Rise back with a Defect Ascension 10 commentary run. Yes, this is going to be a good one. We're in the Overgrowth to start, and it's been a little while since I played Defect. I've been really enjoying Iron Chad, as some of the commentators have called it. I would agree. I think Ironclad is generally my favorite, but you know, every once in a while, you get a good Defect run. So we're going to start with the Hefty Tablet, and I'm going to go for All for One. We get an injury, so not the worst curse. We can actually hold on to that for a little bit if we want. There are certainly much worse ones to get. And we're going to start off against the Shrinker Beetle and see how things go here. Now, unfortunately, to start, All for One, obviously, it's a 2-cost card. Does 10 damage unupgraded, 14 upgraded. Get an attack potion, nice. I think we're going to go with the boot sequence here as well, although Uproar is kind of interesting, but I don't think it actually works here. Although it could. In hindsight, it could. And we'll get a couple of free upgrades. Free by cost of health. But back to what I was saying about All for One. Upgraded, it does 14. So really, there's no good reason to upgrade it unless you happen to need 4 extra damage. We're going to go to an early shop here, which has a 0-cost card. A Beam Cell. So we know we're taking Beam Cell, especially on sale. The question is, do we want Bulk Up? Since we know we're going to be doing a lot of attacks with 0-cost cards and All for One. Hologram, though, is like critical. Finesse, also not bad. Keeps some like draw going and stuff. Although that can be detrimental if you're at the end of your draw pile and you have Finesse and you can kind of hose yourself with like a reshuffle. But it turns out that buying Beam Cell doesn't let us buy Finesse by 4 gold. So instead, we're just going to go with Hologram here. Although Bulk Up was like truly interesting. Scavenge was even interesting as well because it gives us some exhaust functionality that could be useful depending on certain relics that we could get. Like if we got a Runic Pyramid, for instance, Scavenge would be really good. But you know, you would probably want the Runic Pyramid before you took it. We get the Birdonis Nest. We're going to eat the egg after just giving up some max HP for a couple of strike upgrades, which is fine. We'll take that. And you know what? We might as well take some gold in case we go back and do another shop here. So, not bad. Wellspring, we're not getting maybe the best events here, but this one's not bad. We can exchange our injury for a guilty. So, all we got to do is wait for 5 combats, and the curse goes away. So, I like that, because this way we don't have to spend a card removal on it. So I think we could survive just fine with the guilty for 5 combats in Act 1. We're pretty offensive at this point, although our All for One is not cooperating. It is this time, I should say. We did get it back this time. And actually it worked out really well this time because we get the boot sequence as well. We just get the kill here thanks to that vulnerable, so you can see the benefit already. And we're offered a boost away, which is another 0-cost card, and we're going to take it. That's actually going to make some other cards potentially work for us. That makes things like Smokestack interesting. Iteration is interesting. I think we actually got offered a Smokestack already that we didn't take. Or no, we didn't. Maybe we haven't. Anyway. And also things like Rocket Punch are really good with Boost Away, right? Because Boost Away makes it cost 0 if you play it before the Rocket Punch. Which also works with All for One. So if you have Rocket Punch in your discard pile, and it costs 2, but then you play Boost Away, and then you play All for One, both of them come back. So this is an interesting one. We can take a Scrape, which is not really what you want with an All for One deck, because you can draw through your All for One and discard it immediately. We wouldn't have in this case, but you could have. But that's something to be aware of when you're considering it. And because of that, if we're offered it later, I don't think we're going to take it. Here we go with a split opportunity on Frog Parasite. And, you know, we got a Tungsten Rod. I didn't mention that. That is going to be definitely a hero relic for this entire game. It basically makes all multi-attackers much less scary. Mr. Bees, as an example, who does 3x8 on the first turn, will now do 2x8 max. And if we can weaken him with like a future Go for the Eyes or something, he would only do 1x8. I mean, that's pretty good, I would say. And just in general, like every time you take a hit, it saves one. It saves one on these infections So instead of these doing 3, they only do 2. Burns do less. Not that we have ironclad cards, but if you had ironclad cards, things like offering and blood. What is it? Blood ritual. Bloodletting. Sorry, bloodletting. That does 1 less damage as well, right? So it works on literally everything. It works on events that would get rid of your health or do damage, and it's going to save us, I would imagine, over the course of the entire run, probably over 100 health, which is wild. Okay, maybe not 100 health. That's a lot. Maybe like 40. I didn't think about that when I said it. I'm like, yeah, that's a lot of health. Worst luck ever, by the way, with this lightning orb. We cannot hit the one with 3 health, which was intentionally left with 3 health for that reason. But we can basically kill any of them here. I totally forgot playing that Tesla coil that it actually does. It's upgraded. It's a new card. They or upgraded. It's been buffed, and now it does. I think, what is it? Double orb damage, I think. There's that rocket punch we were talking about. We also, there's the smokestack. Okay, we do see a smokestack. I thought we saw one earlier. We did not. So smokestack would be an AoE solve, but with only 1 boost away, we're not really creating many statuses yet. We hope to later with maybe more boost aways. A turbo would do it. There's a couple other cards that could do it, obviously. And with the rocket punch, like, there's some synergies there that we would go for as well, for sure. But yeah, that's not what we have. So I don't think it would be a good pick right now. It would really be more of a curse. And because we already have a guilty on top of our Ascender's Bane, I didn't think it was a good choice to take another curse. So anyway, Twig Slime fight going pretty well to start here. We are able to take out both of the little ones. And here's a beautiful boost away into Rocket Punch. And we're able to full block very easily. And I think that guilty, I'm not sure if it's this fight or maybe it's not till, maybe it's a couple more before it is gone. Yeah, not yet. But here's an interesting choice, right? Like, Gunk Up is okay, kind of works with Rocket Punch, but it's not 0 cost. But Darkness is really interesting for killing bosses. If you look at, like, how we're going to scale here, we don't really have any scaling. If we had a Shuriken or something, I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure, we can get through it. But we don't. So yeah, I think Dark Orb is a good pick here. Now we are offered some good stuff in this store. Obviously another Gunk Up, a Boot Sequence. We already have one of those. Boot Sequence doing work also this game already. But Runic Capacitor, I mean, that's kind of nice. I think the 3 extra orb slots is going to be pretty big. A charge battery also makes sense. I'd love to have a little bit more energy in future turns. So we'll take one of those as well. And one more fight before the boss here. And this is a tough one. This is the 3 raiders that in Act 1, I mean, this is pretty terrifying. I mean, look, we have good block. And we're barely able to block all this. We've got 25 incoming, right? What is that? 19? Yeah, 25 incoming. And we could full block here, but I opt for a little bit of damage on the Assassin Raider. The Assassin Raider, I think, does 11 every single turn. Pretty sure. Yeah, I think so. So we're only going to take 1 thanks to Tungsten Rod. I think that was a good play to go for. And we're going to see what Dual Cast does for us. I mean, that's fine. We can kill 2 different ones, but we can't kill 2 at once. We can kill either or. So we're just going to go with the higher damage one, obviously. We'll still take 5 here. I don't think there was any other way to avoid that. And we get all for 1 at the right time for once, which is towards the end of your draw pile. Now, we don't have enough to kill the front guy, but we can kill the guy in the back thanks to our upgraded strike, but it didn't matter that it was upgraded. And look at that, Rocket Punch. I kind of like it. I kind of like Rocket Punch. Now, it doesn't... Oh, there's a little lag. It doesn't come back. It is still an early access game, I think is worth mentioning. Like, the computer I'm playing on is pretty powerful. It's not like the latest and greatest anymore. It was when I built it. But it's, you know, it's pretty good. It's got, like, 32 gig RAM and a GTX 2080, I think. I don't think it's a Ti. I don't think I sprung for the Ti. But, yeah, it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. Not to mention good processor and all that. But yeah, there's still going to be like random lag spikes just because it's an early access game. I got to say though, they've done a really good job. I've only had a couple of crashes, and it was when experimenting with mods. So more than likely, that's the mod's fault anyway. But yeah, the game's run pretty well. Now I opt for a Zap upgrade here, and I didn't mention it, we picked up a Sunder as well. And I think the Sunder is going to be nice here with the minions. So that was a big reason why we took that card. Also, Sunder can work out just generally well when you've got a bunch of zero-cost cards, right? So that's a good combination to have, and I feel pretty good about it. Now, we don't have any boost-aways or anything to make this Rocket Punch free. And I would have liked that because we could definitely take out the guy in the front with just one attack for zero cost instead of what we were dealing with instead. Now, again, Tungsten Rod going to save us some more health in this fight for sure. We're going to take 1 from the guy in the front and then 8 from the guy in the back. And that's instead of 2 and 9. So again, just like over time, that Tungsten Rod just constantly doing work for us. This Zap upgrade, by the way, feeling really good. And filling up these orb slots, which is going to start piling up the damage for us very quickly here. I mean, 12 extra damage every turn, and then 15 and then 18 eventually. Well, I guess we could finally play this Dark Orb. I feel like I should have played the Dark Orb that first turn instead of Sunder, potentially, when I couldn't have killed the guy anyway. Because we could have potentially got that off, and it would have been a lot bigger already. But I don't know. I'm not sure it matters that much in hindsight. But there's no way that we're going to be able to rotate this all the way around. This is a rough turn, by the way. It looks scary, but I'm not sure. I don't think we need to use the potion. Not quite yet, anyway. As, again, these orbs are just doing a ton of damage for us. And, for sure, it's nice having... Oh, this is good, by the way. Boost away into the All for One. Brings back... Oh, no, don't do it. Yeah, boost away again. And then the Rocket Punch, when we get it next time, is free. So, not bad. But yeah, this fight overall, I think this is the easiest of the Act 1 bosses. Definitely, you can go in with half health typically and fight this guy without too much concern. Ideally, you have a little AoE solved. We don't have AoE solved here, which is kind of concerning. But at the same point, I think we've just got enough damage that we can pump out with the All for One and zero cost cards. So the guilty is gone. I no longer feel guilty, and we're offered a Voltaic, Defrag, or Trash to Treasure. Defrag is like a definite yes, we want that. Trash to Treasure was kind of interesting, but we don't create that many statuses. If we had more than the 2 boostaways, I might consider it more strongly, but there's no guarantee. Now, we're going to get a chance here from Orobus, whatever you say his name. We could get the Cracked Core, which is good with the Runic Capacitor, but you know what? Looking at 5 cards is also, well, 5 cards, 15 cards is really nice. Feral, yes! I like Feral. What else we got? Super Critical is kind of interesting. It is, but Adaptive Strike, haha. We never found a claw in Act 1. We never saw a single claw. Can you believe that? That seems insane, doesn't it? Like, we should have at least 1 claw by now. But instead, we have a different type of claw with Adaptive Strike. And I think we can make that work. I think we can make it work. All right, we're going into the Tunneler fight here. And as is tradition, we get All for One on turn 1, which is really annoying. I feel like that keeps happening. It's fine. I guess it's fine. We're gonna get back Turbo and Boost Away, which I can play all my cards, so that's cool. But at the same point, like, yeah, I don't know, not that useful. There's that Feral we were talking about. This is a perfect turn for it, by the way. And we'll just charge battery for some more energy. This is going to be the biggest thing that we've got to figure out is how do we get back to All for One? How do we get some draw going? And yeah, I mean, Adaptive Strike. Now, if you didn't know, Adaptive Strike, when you play it, it creates a zero cost copy, right? So the first time you play it, it's not free. The second time you play it, though, it lets you obviously, well, okay. So you could play All for One, and then you could play the free copy that you would bring back. Ooh, Lightning Rod is good here. We're going to go with Lightning Rod. Cold Snap's not bad either, but Lightning Rod just helps fill up those orb slots. So we play Adaptive Strike, right? We generate a free one. Then ideally we play All for One. We can generate a second Adaptive Strike, and then we can hologram it, play All for One again, and this time you would have 2 to play, which would then put 4 in the draw pile, and you can see how that builds up, right? Now, it doesn't... Obviously, the big problem with All for One is real simply, we can't predict when we're going to get it, and it's like the last fight we had it in turn 1, which is honestly just annoying. We get the double beam cell here with Feral, by the way. I love it. And so what do you do when that happens? Well, the answer is nothing. You cry a little bit. You cry yourself to sleep as you as you top deck a card you don't want to top deck every time, which is usually the opposite. Like All for One is best bottom decked, but before you shuffle your draw pile. And you know what? I this run, I feel like we do not get the best All for One luck. Now this turn, actually pretty good so far. He's going to do 8, but Tungsten Rod is going to save us again. And here we go. We got Rocket Punch into... Here we go. All for One. A little mistake here. Didn't matter. But I should have played Boost Away first. Then the Rocket Punch again. Or then the All for One. Then we could Rocket Punch. Or... No. That wouldn't have worked. Well, it still would have done more damage. But anyway, you get the idea. You want to Boost Away in between Rocket Punch plays. And if it gets sent to the... Actually, it wouldn't go to... discard unless it was the second 0 cost card I played. But then you can offer one and back. That's the point, right? You can offer one and back because it doesn't need to be in your hand to go to 0. And I keep forgetting this run that it also draws a card. So it's better than I remembered it being prior to this run. Now here's a good Adaptive Strike that we get to throw in a 0 cost. We love to see it. And we're going to Fortify here. Might as well save ourselves 11 health. Well, 10, I suppose. So basically turning that into just a regular old block pot, but we'll take it. And defrag, you know, I like defrag a lot, especially even if we're all lightning orbs. I mean, 4 times 6 is 24 damage. If we're fully loaded, that's a lot of damage. For sure, we want to play Glacier here just for the next turn. We're not going to be able to play everything that we want, so Sunder's not getting played. Hologram's interesting. So this is where if you have something like Pyramid, you might keep a turbo in your hand. And if we had the turbo, hologram would be really good. Now, because we don't, the best thing we can do is just play another Adaptive Strike, which is still good. Don't get me wrong. But like, you know, obviously if you could pull back the All for One instead, even better. And again, we get All for One at the top of the shuffle. What a hassle. It's fine. We kill him. We're good. We'll get through this. And the Chill Plus is an insta-pick over a Boost Away. I like it. Going to help a lot with multi-enemy fights. Wongo's Bargain Bin. 1 random common relic. We will take an oddly smooth stone that gives us +1 dexterity. Aha. Very good. We got very strong relics. We don't have many, but we have ones that are mighty. And they are going to help us definitely through Act 2 here. That extra 1 dex, along with the 1 less damage taken from Tungsten Rod, basically a synergy. Just going to say it. It's basically a synergy here. Now we're going up against the Chompers. Not too scary. Basically, once we get our defrag down, which we definitely want to get an upgrade on, by the way, we're going to be feeling pretty good with a couple of Glaciers here. We're going to turbo. We're going to fill up the orb slots, so we're blocking at minimally 1 of their entire attacks because, again, Tungsten Rod. And the only thing that's unfortunate is I'm not sure it was the right decision to play the Lightning Rod. I think it's fine because it's going to help us block for more every time that we evoke one for 5 block. It is helpful. But I just don't know if we're going to get back to Glacier in time. However, we get Chill. So all's well that ends well. There we go. Feral is going to be good. Feral, again, only works on attacks. So even if, you know, you might think like, oh yeah, we'll play 2 Boost Aways or 2 Zaps or something. Nope, not how it works. Also doesn't work with the Adaptive Strike until you play the 0 cost one. Obviously. Maybe not obvious, though. You know, every time you think you've got an interaction down, you get surprised. Not to talk about another YouTuber, but I don't mind really. Hopefully you don't mind. If you ever watch Jorbs, I watched a video from him the other day where he was going up against the Aeon Glass with Knife Trap, and he was like, there's no way each throw is going to play account towards Wither, and I think he had like a 40 hit Knife Trap that did indeed generate a full hand of Withers and almost killed them, but he's a top tier player. He made it through better than I am for sure. Go check him out. We get the defrag upgraded. It is now defrag plus, which is good going into what is the scariest fight in the game for me. Actually, there's two scariest fights. This one is number one, and number two is the stupid Obscura that generates that little apparition thing that has 21 health for some reason, which is a big deal for a lot of reasons, not to mention how much damage does a fire pot do? It does 20. So, like, you don't get any free rides against that guy, which is a huge hassle. Now, this fight is tough for many reasons, but most notably, they do a ton of damage every single turn, and they debuff you, and they buff themselves, which is just so unfair. I seriously, hardest fight in the game. But we've got some interesting things going on here. We've got All for One. We've got Rocket Punch. Unfortunately, there's no way to make Rocket Punch cost 0, but we could draw with it, potentially. Now, unfortunately, I played the Defend first, and I think if I was going to play Rocket Punch, I needed to have played it already. And there's nothing really in the draw pile that we can use. All for One brings back Dual Cast, but who cares? Doesn't actually do us any good. Now, this actually worked out well. We get a Lightning Rod Plus, which is going to give us a lot of block. So I think we full block here. I'm doing a lot of math, by the way, because I'm like, all right, 9 plus 12 plus 7. Whatever that equals, yeah, we're good. We can block all that. But yeah, scary fight for sure. Lightning Rod, again, is going to help. But this is where we will start taking some damage. And we gotta get one of these guys killed with their strength buffs before they start doing 10x2, which is terrifying. This is not a good turn for us at all. We are going to be able to block for some, but this is where we start taking some hits, and we actually get some pretty lucky hits with the lightning orbs, but not lucky enough. If we killed the guy in the front, we would have been very happy. Now, go for the eyes is good here. I was debating, what is the chance that we kill the first one with a lightning orb? And the chance is good, but not 100%. And if we don't kill him, we will die or be very close to death. I didn't do the exact math. We're blocking for 8 plus maybe, we're not frail, right? So another 6. So 14 we can block for. But instead of that, we're not going to block. And we're going to just try to kill. And I think that was the right play. Start weakening them down. We do get chill. That's kind of nice. And with the adaptive strike here, I think we can just about kill, especially with beam cell. Oh yeah, we got it. So end up getting through this okay, but definitely take a bit of damage, and we score more good relics. We get the White Beast statue along with a regen potion, and White Beast statue is top tier. I mean, 1 free potion guaranteed every fight. I like it. And the regen potion's very strong too. Now, Barrage is a consideration for a couple of reasons. No, there's no synergy with, creating statuses or 0 cost or anything. But it does allow you to do up to 6 hits with 6 orb slots that we always have. And you can put Sharp on it or other enchantments. Now, we're going to skip it, but that was a serious consideration for a little while there. We also definitely want to heal here, even with the regen potion. I mean, I don't want to be that low going into a potential elite fight. And you know what? We'll take a Metamorphosis. You know why? Metamorphosis makes 0 cost cards. That's right. And guess what that works with? All for One. That's right. Here's Mr. Bees. We were talking about this guy earlier. We got him. And we have Tungsten Rod. So we've got a block for 2x8, which we can easily do. Well, we have to block for 3x8, but whatever does hit us only does 2. Now, this does seem like a good regen potion fight. We get Rocket Punch with a couple of boost aways, so that's kind of nice. If I had thought about this a little bit longer, I would have played boost away, Rocket Punch, boost away, Rocket Punch. I didn't. I also didn't actually get punished because we had enough energy to play everything. I'm not going to play that strike, though, because we just don't want a daze for 6 damage. I'd rather make sure we draw cards that are going to do damage. Now, strike plus, yeah, I guess I'll do 9, right? That's fine. Candelabra, by the way, I love it. It's a great relic. Again, all of our relics are strong. We are gonna go for the eyes twice, and I know that like seems counterintuitive. However, ooh, we got a shatter. However, weakening it for both of these turns is really good. So shatter, if you didn't know, has been reworked as well. And we got a 0-cost meteor strike. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. Incredible. Shatter evokes all of your orbs twice. Insane. We get another good relic with Lizard Tail, and now it's time to start getting some draw. So we're going to grab that skim, especially, you know, if we can pick up a turbo or a double energy or another defrag. Oh, I would have taken that defrag. I think of all the things here, if I had all of the money, well, then I would have got membership card and then defrag or membership card. I mean, this whole shop is good. Alchemize, well, Alchemized, you know what? Alchemize, it's good, but just unnecessary because of White Beast statue. So maybe I wouldn't take that. But the defrag is really good. Removing a card is really good. But we're just going to grab a focus potion because we needed to be able to survive the Sandworm boss, which I don't know if we can. Hotfix is an interesting consideration as well. But now that we have a defrag plus, I'm like, maybe that was the play. Anyway, we're going up against the Infected Prism here. Which is normally a scary fight, but again, we're feeling pretty strong. Full blocking turn 1 is a good sign, and full blocking turn 2 is also a good sign. We're not going to full block turn 2, but it would have been a good sign if we did, and we'll take 7. That's fine. So this fight, this is where it gets scary, the 10x3. We get very lucky with a go for the eyes on the turn where he's doing 10x3. And, oh, don't do it. Yes, okay. Play the boost away first this time. Let's be smart. Let's be smart. We're smart. Yes, we're smart. We did it. We did it. We did it, Reddit. And we get the defrag with that. That was actually amazing. And we can hologram for Lightning Rod Plus, maybe? Or Beam Cell. Beam Cell actually would have been good, too. But I wanted the full block because it just seemed unnecessary to take any damage. This is a beautiful all-for-one turn. First one we've had in a while, I should say. But we're going to do a little bit of draw first because I don't think we have a full hand of 0-costers. Actually, we do. We do. And we get to double up on our, on a lot of stuff. But the vulnerable in particular is going to be helpful for the rest of this fight. And while we could play Glacier, I wonder if Metamorphosis was really the play here. I don't think it matters because we have so much damage, but it was probably, if he had more health, I think that would have been the better play since we would have drawn some of the 0-cost cards that it made, which would have been good. And I think it can make all for 1 for 0, by the way. So, of course it can. It makes 3 random attacks. So that was good. We get another defrag, which I debated Momentum Strike Plus for like a half a second. I'm like, what am I doing? Am I out of my mind? We're not only getting defrag, but we're upgrading it before the boss fight. Now we've got a Lizard Tail, so I think it's fine to not rest. But I don't know why that took me so long to spit out. But the upgrade definitely made more sense, and we got a Vambrace, dude. The relics that we're getting here are amazing. Now I don't know if Lizard Tail works with the bite at the end. Do you, like, get an extra turn? Does he spit you out? I don't know, and I really didn't want to test it because this run is actually going pretty well. That Vambrace, by the way, makes my boot sequence do 22 block. We have a super anchor every turn 1, which is amazing. There's a lot of big attack turn 1 elites, especially in Act 3. Both the Soul Nexus, the Infested Prism was too, right? Then we have the mech guy, the goblin mech. So yeah, it's really nice having 22 block on the first turn, not even considering any potential frost orbs like a glacier or whatever. Pretty good. Now this fight, I am mildly anxious about. We're already 2 away, and the problem is we have a big deck. Like, we have a bigger deck than we should, frankly, with 33 cards, which means there's definitely a possibility that we don't draw what we need to draw here. Now, because of that, I'm going to Energy Potion, get the Lightning Rod going, which isn't like the perfect use of an Energy Potion, but I'm just worried we're not going to have enough damage here, and we're going to run out of Frantic Escapes. So we're only 2 turns away from being pulled in. We do not get one. We do get a Sunder for 0, which, hey man, I'll take that. And we're going to just play everything. Except, well, I guess we don't, well, yeah, we don't need to play it this way. That would be pointless. So 6 cards left. Thankfully, we do get the Frantic Escape. I guess we were guaranteed it with Sweeping Beam, Double Sweeping Beam, and Skim. But we never know. And, you know, we could Feral here. But at this point, I don't think that's the play. I actually think, oh, no. No. Dang it. So I'm actually debating, do we Focus Potion here? I think we're fine. I think at this point, we just barely get through this. We're 1 away from dying again. We get 2 Frantic Escapes, and now we're good. Now we're totally fine. That was terrifying, though. That actually could have been death. It just so happened that it wasn't. And we get out of the Sandworm fight. Not bad. Get some gold, get a new potion, and another Adaptive Strike. Now, Buffer's good too. Rainbow fills our orb slots. But, I mean, this is an all-for-one deck. I mean, we can't turn a blind eye on the all-for-one deck, can we? I don't think so. The only thing that really sucks about this deck is we have so many basics. I would have loved a Pandora's box here. I don't know. We'll see if we get one. But that would help a lot with a 33 card deck that has, what was that, 7 basics? So anyway, a lot to think about here because Rainbow is really good. And Buffer's also really good too, especially upgraded. But I think we're going to go with the Adaptive Strike, see what happens. I don't know. I don't even feel like you need to upgrade Adaptive Strike, so it's good. Oh, and here we go. There's the Pyramid. Choker, terrible. Calling Bell, kind of a hassle with that. And we don't have a Scavenge. We never got another one. So, you know, we don't have any way to deal with the curse from the Calling Bell. So we're going to take that Pyramid, and there is a concern of dumping out our hands effectively enough. Now, I will say we've got 0-cost cards. So that is going to help make the Pyramid a little bit more flowing. But we also have some expensive cards. We have Sunder. Obviously, all-for-one. Feral. Like, there's some concerns here. And I'm not convinced we're ready for the Act 3 bosses. Sometimes you can go into Act 3 and you get a Pyramid or something. And look, we have all strong relics, let's be honest. But I still don't feel confident quite yet. Now, this is another good fight for the Tungsten Rod, where we can block up to 6 damage by not blocking at all. By just taking damage. But no, Vambrace and the beautiful boot sequence is going to block for basically everything. So we can just start doing some damage here. Adaptive Strike with the hologram sounds pretty good to me. We can bring back another 0 cost. And this is what we want to see, right? So now we have 2 Adaptive Strikes for 0 cost in the discard pile. So all we need is that all-for-one. But the other problem is you're seeing it already. We have a pretty full hand here. Now, I will say, we have, again, a lot of 0-cost cards, and we have a little bit of energy generation now with that Candelabra on turn 2. Really helps us dump hands, or dump cards out of the hand, I guess. But there's going to be times where we're just clogged. Now, this is not one of them. We can get out of this pretty nicely. There's that all-for-one. Here's exactly the issue, though, right? So if we play all-for-one, we couldn't even take them all back. That's the only issue. Now, we do have enough damage to just kill, so who cares? But yeah, anyway, you get the idea. Definitely another hologram makes sense here, and especially with Pyramid. I like it a lot. We're going to go into the Cultist fight with another... Ooh, this is nice. This is where we can Turbo Rocket Punch. And then we could hologram something. We could do Rocket Punch again, or just a Lightning Rod. Either of these are fine, honestly, because we have Pyramid. So we can kind of just hold our hands a bit. But this is where you see, like, where the basics start to pile up. We have 3 strikes that I don't want to play. But I'm going to have to at some point. And now we're, like, kind of at risk of hand clock. Now, on the plus side, 2 of the cards are 0 cost, so again, whatever. But, like, look at this. We have 4 energy, And a lot of the cards cost 2. Kind of a problem. We do want that Feral. We kind of want that Metamorphosis, if we're honest, right? But we can't afford to play him right now. And, you know, I might have to hologram the Turbo, which isn't a big deal. Look at this. Okay, 2, 2, 2, 3. And strikes and defends and dual. Ugh, it's terrible. It's all bad. So we are going to play that Turbo. That's going to let us get some cards out of our hand here. All for one, depending on what it draws back, it gets us pretty close. I think if we had pulled back that Turbo, we would have killed this turn. Oh, we do kill. Okay, the Lightning Rod takes us out. We get a Speed Potion, which honestly is better than the Fire Pot here, so we're going to take that Speed Potion. And Focus Strike's kind of interesting. Leap's okay, but we don't need them. We got Boost Aways. And if you haven't noticed, we don't really draw back into our deck. Okay, this fight is terrifying. The Vambrace boot sequence makes it a lot less terrifying, and we basically full block here. I could play Boost Away, but we actually full block, believe it or not. I had to do the math like 3 times in my head, because I'm like, it's not 16 plus 16, it's 12 plus 16. We get a nice defrag. Turbo lets us skim. Skim lets us chill, and now we feel safe with that defrag plus down. Yeah, I'm not worried anymore at all. This is perfect. So I think, okay, we got 20 block with our Frost Orbs, and with that we can boost away or defend or both. I probably should have played defend there first since we had energy and boost aways are free, but it doesn't matter. We're blocking for 41 and they are doing 48, so we are going to do both. This is a perfect block, actually. We'll block for 47, but guess what we got? Oh, you know it. It's the Tungsten Rod. I don't know why I paused that long. It wasn't that dramatic, was it? Probably not. All right, now this looks scary, and it's like, okay, we did good blocking, and we still have a lot of block, but we need to, like, keep, you know, blocking. But Chill Plus is going to give us another 4 Frost Orbs, which I think was probably the better pick than Turbo, but it doesn't matter. We could still hologram it if we want, actually. And we're blocking for a bajillion, so I guess, actually, you know what? No, it makes sense to have held on. Does it? It didn't matter either way, is I think what it comes down to. Either way was fine. Okay, this is good. We get an all for one turn with the Go for the Eyes, which can feral, but if we play the all for one first, well, no, we haven't really had many zero cost attacks yet, have we? Everything's in the draw pile. So we want to play some of our cards that cost not 0 to be able to bring back more zero cost cards. There we go. So we get the full gamut here. And now we can Chill Plus, but we can also start killing them, which both of these things we're interested in doing. And I'm glad that I actually remembered to chill before the turn ended. We're going to kill one of these guys no matter what next turn. So actually this is fine. We have 5 cards. We're going to draw 5 cards. And yeah, guy on the left, you're dead. Dark Orb's going to take him out thanks to the late Lightning Rod. Defrag plus again, Rocket Punch, Sunder. We don't have enough for Sunder, do we? Dang it. Oh, we do. We have Turbo. And Turbo's also going to let us play Rocket Punch again. Okay, everything's totally fine. Beam Cell, Sunder, yeah, okay. Now the deck's working. This is what we like to see. That was a 0 damage taking 4 Biting Scrolls fight. I didn't expect that, if I'm honest. I know the deck is getting strong, but still, I think we're in good shape all of a sudden. We're going to go into the Hawk fight here. Now this fight, he's got a lot of health. And, Boot Sequence makes the first turn trivial as always. But we want to play more than one of these cards. Adaptive Strike is good. Feral is good. Metamorphosis, they're all good. And we're full blocking. So what's going to be the most beneficial? I think Feral is actually probably one of the better choices. I'm going to go with Adaptive Strike because I'm hoping to just get that rolling as well. And there wasn't anything to play with the Feral yet. And this is where Candelabra comes in with 5 energy. So we get to play all of our expensive cards that we want to play. Double Go for the Eyes is really nice going up against this guy. And again, Tungsten Rod is going to do work for us as well. Now we do have a hologram, so we can start turboing and doing stuff with that. Turbo would let us play another Adaptive Strike, or, sorry, will let us play Metamorphosis. The Hologram will let us play another Adaptive Strike. We had another Adaptive Strike for 0 from the Metamorphosis. That's funny. So now we've got a ton of that going on. Although we didn't draw that. We drew the one that costs, of course. That's how it always goes. But look at this. We get a really good turn here because we can do everything we want to do with All for One. We're going to try to dump some of these cards, though, first. Again, you can see the issue, right? So if we All for One and we get the Turbo back, which we don't. Did we play the Turbo? We did play Turbo, right? If we got the Turbo back, though, we could have drawn a million cards because we could have done a Hologram and brought back All for One again. So, unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Did we get... Yeah, there was a Turbo. Oh, man. I needed to dump one more card somehow. If I had one more zero-cost card, I think it would have worked out okay. Anyway, we've got 5-card hand again. We got Turbo back. I think that was a good use of Hologram. And I think... You know, this is a tough part of the fight, actually, when he's flying, because he takes half damage on everything. So, you know, even with the vulnerable, like, we're not doing quite as much as we would like. Good news is we've got a lot of good block. We've got the Lightning Rod ×2, which unfortunately does not stack in the way you would wish it would. We're going to Speed Potion here so we can get pretty close to a full block. No, we are going to get a full block, and we can still Turbo and play some other cards as well. Dump the hand out as best we can. And with that... Lightning Rod is going to start pumping out some orbs for us, and I think we got it. We got a Null as well. That's another good one to get from Metamorphosis. And again, look, the Metamorphosis works with not just All for One, but also Feral. So, like, if we got another zero-cost Meteor Strike, guess what we're doing? We're playing it twice. And then we've got, like, infinite energy. We get through that fight without any more scratches on us, and Double Energy looks good here for free. We saw one in the shop, didn't take it, but now we've got one for our own personal use. We go into the campfire hungry for mushrooms. We can get big, or we can upgrade 2 random cards at the cost of some health. And we've got Bag of Prep, so like we could have done get big, but I'd rather a good turn 1 draw. And I didn't want to give that up. So we're going to lose some health and then still fight an elite because we're not scared. Not with our All for One. That's finally useful. Although turn 1 All for One Hologram, I mean, come on. Not the best time to get it. Overclock is another... So, okay, let's pause here and just talk about how we have yet to see a single claw this game. This is the first overclock we've seen, and it's only because it's come from a generated... potion where it generates the card. And we also haven't seen, as we're fighting this guy, a compact. We haven't seen another scavenge. We haven't seen an iteration, which I'm not sure I would take at this point anyway, but there's another status based card. We haven't seen another smokestack. Like, this is, I mean, All for One is pretty good, obviously. But I'm kind of surprised at how much we're not seeing All for One cards. Now, we do have a Go for the Eyes. We do have a Beam Cell that we had to buy at the store. I don't think we've seen another Beam Cell in the entire game. So, unfortunate All for One run if we were hoping for a Claw run. It's fine. I'm kind of digging the Adaptive Strike angle. But just like, kind of surprising to not see a single Claw in multiple shops and plenty of card rewards. It's a common. We should have seen it at least once. There are other cards we haven't seen, but like, come on. We at one point, what do we have? We got the Orobus Eye, however you say it, where we got to look at a ton of cards, and we still didn't see any of those. Like, come on, man. What's going on here? We could use a few more upgrades, like Dual Cast. Honestly, Dual Cast would be good to remove, but upgrading that would be nice. Getting rid of some strikes would be nice. Yeah, there's a lot of things that could have worked well. Nutritious Soup would have been amazing with All for One. Didn't get that either. I mean, it would have been good. It wouldn't have been amazing. But 9 damage, 0-cost strikes. Especially when you have 4 of them, I think. And 2 of them are upgraded, so I suppose it'd be 12 damage. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I would take that. And, none of that stuff happened. Kind of funny. Now, I guess we did get a pyramid, so all my complaining is for nothing when we do have maybe the best relic in the game. We have 2 out of the 3 runic... we have 2 out of 2 runic relics, right? We got the runic capacitor and the runic pyramid. There's no Runic Dome in Spire 2, I don't think, right? I don't think so. Anyway, they're both maybe the strongest relics for Defect, or, well, I mean, Runic Capacitor obviously is Defect only, but Pyramids maybe the strongest for any character. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, we're going to take a big hit here. That's okay. I mean, we could focus pot to save a little bit of health going into the bosses. I don't know, man. We have a rest site coming up. I think blocking for everything but 9 is reasonable. It seems fine. Now we got that another defrag plus down. We're starting to feel a little bit safer. We could play Glacier, or at least when we need to. But we just want to get more orbs going at this point. I think Metamorphosis, again, might have been the play here. Missed opportunity, perhaps. I'm not sure why I didn't play that, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Now, I don't mind having the full hand so we don't have a whole lot of burns clogging our hand. That is totally fine. And we're going to be able to dump everything but 5, so, again, good. But 3 of our cards are expensive. Now, there's that Glacier I was talking about. We're also going to, if we play Glacier, we get to evoke 2 of those Frost Orbs. And we get to block for whatever else we want to do with Boost Away. We could hologram for... Yeah, just a defend is probably fine here. And that's going to let us full block. 100%. Exactly. Really, we blocked her even one more because of Tungsten Rod. It's pretty good. Anyway, Adaptive Strike starting to do some work here. We're going to hologram style points, Adaptive Strike again. And yeah, we're going to get out of this. I'm not sure why I'm thinking so hard about it. We get a Vajra, another +1 strength for every single attack, which is kind of good with All for One. All for One build is obviously strength-based, generally, especially if you have Claw. And we score a meat on the bone, which is unfortunate because we have 2 health too much, or maybe 4 health too much. 3 health? 3 health too much. So we won't actually get a benefit from that from the next fight. And I'm not sure we'll ever use it. Now there is that sharpening rod, by the way, and this is a really interesting store. Mummified Hand is quite amazing. I mean, if we have hand clog issues, isn't that the best thing we can do? That was a quick pause so I could go. I had to go pick my daughter up from track. You can see the time just jumped by like a half hour. Anyway, I had plenty of time to think about this, and I think Mummified Hand is 100% the answer here if we want to get through the boss gauntlet and be able to play our expensive powers but also play other cards. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to rest at this point, at this juncture in time, and fight a question mark where we are the decider, and we get to take a regret for 2 random relics or a shame for 2 random upgrades. I don't like either of these things, but I guess shame is slightly better. I don't know if regret discards from your hand, and because of that, that's a big reason I'm going to take shame here. I think it does, but if I was wrong, I don't have a remove in time, most likely. Well, I don't. It would have to be a random question mark removal. We don't. So we get 2 upgrades. I also didn't realize we get to choose the upgrade, so this is kind of nice. And we're going to choose the double energy. And, you know, Hologram Plus is good. Turbo Plus is really good here. I guess Feral's okay because it's an energy upgrade, but we have Mummified Hand now. So we're just going to go with the double energy and the turbo, and I'm hoping that that's good enough to get us through. We score Bronze Scales, which is fine, a little bit of extra chip damage, and, you know, we could fight an Elite. I'm a little scared of it, but we're going to do it. And it is, you know, for a second I'm like, this one could be scary. But then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, wait, no. We block for 22 on turn 1. So that's good. We have a defrag, which I was really hoping was going to hit the Feral. It did not. It hit Rocket Punch, which is like, okay, well, great. And then we hit, well, so now we can play basically everything except for a Strike Plus. Who cares? And yeah, we're good. We're going to block with Boot Sequence, full block, Lightning Rod. We'll play both of these. And Rocket Punch, which will draw a card, which maybe I should have played that first, but here we are. Good turn. I'm thinking the guy in the front is probably the most important to take out here. We do draw a Sunder, which is okay. We don't want to kill the Hex guy, actually. Now, we do want to probably go for the Eisen because he's the only one attacking. But there's that Chill. I like chill here and go for the eyes, which we are going to play twice. We'll just keep him weak. Now, we have to play it on him, basically, because it only applies weak if they are attacking you. So you might say, like, why didn't you play it somewhere else? Well, number one, it wouldn't last for more than this turn. And number two, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Now, we also have to play All for One because everything is ethereal right now. So anything we don't play disappears, which is good. This makes this makes Runic Pyramid completely irrelevant. But, yeah, a little scary that we will lose a lot of cards here. So we're always going to play our zero-cost cards. We're not going to lose no matter what. Especially as long as we play Adaptive Strike, we cannot lose all our cards in this fight. And at this point, I'm like, oh, this fight's fine. We're going to be fine. Now I'm going to play Defrag, which was kind of funny. We might as well play Double Energy. It doesn't matter. We can play everything here. I play the Strike mostly because it lets me play it again. But otherwise, I would have let that disappear. However, it also ensures that we kill the guy in the front through bronze scales, which is kind of nice. Now, this fight, we do get to get rid of Shame, which is cool. Metamorphosis is fine. Okay, we get a Helix Drill, which is okay. And Beam Cell, we'll put Double Vulnerable on the guy in the back. Again, nothing is upgraded anymore, so that is annoying, but whatever. Frail doesn't actually matter all that much, I'm realizing at this point, because we have so many Frost Orbs that are helping. And this is kind of cool. We get a double Refract, which is super strong, especially with 1 strength. And yeah, we're out of that fight, no problem. All for One brings back everything, and we could just pump through all of our cards here. This guy's dead. See ya! We get a Fresh Strength Potion, and an interesting decision of a Consuming Shadow, which is a power, which does also work with Mummified Hand, and generates 2 Dark Orbs. But I'm not sure I want to consume Frost Orbs. So after thinking about it for a little bit, we're going to go with Turbo. Leap was like a minuscule consideration, but you know it blocks for 10 because of Oddly Smoothstone. But I think Turbo is just the answer here, so that's what we're going to go with. And I won't waste time swapping out potions for a fresh one. We can have the day-old Strength Pot. We're going to rest going into the boss gauntlet. These are tough. Two Act 3 bosses in a row. Ascension 10 lives up to its name in difficulty. And we have an interesting turn 1 where we can draw a little bit, actually, with Boost Away, but we kind of want to play Boot Sequence first. Otherwise, we won't get the Vambrace benefit for the full block. We would not block for as much if we did that. So now we can draw 1. Rocket Punch might have been a good upgrade, by the way. And here you see the Wither, which if you haven't yet, this is the new boss with no animations quite yet. And I'm sure we'll get something at some point if they figure out this is someone they want to keep long term. This is experimental still. And we actually have a really good turn 1. And also we have a good turn 2. We have a lot of energy. We have Feral, we have Glacier. We can block for a ton. Feral guarantees that we can play all of our cards. Yeah, if we hit the Wither. Can you hit the Wither? I don't actually know. So yeah, fantastic turn 2. And I think the math works where we take 0 here, right? Pretty sure? With a Focus Pot, we take 0. Okay, that's smart. So we'll block that Wither. We could Hologram to get it out of the hand, but again, so we're like the natural counter to this guy. If we had a Compact especially, we don't. But we have, we counter each other, I should say. We play a lot of zero-cost cards, and with All for One, we're going to get a lot of Withers, which is kind of annoying. But Frost Orbs are really strong against this guy because every other turn he debuffs us, and we lose, 3 or 4 Strength and Dex. But we have +1 Dex, +1 Strength, and the Frost Orbs are not affected by that at all. So, yeah, we feel pretty good. Now, Metamorphosis may have just, won this fight because we get a Shatter. And you might say, oh, yeah, go play the Shatter. That's amazing. Yes. You know what, though? This is the play. We're blocking for 24 or 32 every single turn now, which, by the way, is a full block right now. And you might say, well, you should play your strikes, which maybe I should. But I'm like, you know what? I think we can just hit end turn here a few times because we're going to Shatter when we're not strength debuffed. And yeah, this is good. This is we're full blocking. So I'm double checking math over and over and over because I'm like, I don't want to take any damage unnecessarily. And now he's buffing, so like, I just end turn again. Again, maybe I should play the strikes there, but then if I play the strikes, we get withers. So I'm like, we don't need to play anything actually. And now with Defend Plus, we can play a bunch of defense and clear out our hand and play the wither that we were going to get from it. And yeah, this is pretty good. I figure at this point, why don't we draw a full hand? We'll get some more cards. We could always get that all for one ready as well. There it is. We got a block for 42. 42 is a big number, but you know what? We've got double energy and turbo, which, I mean, that's pretty good. If we want to play all these cards now, we can. And with 96, oh no, we do it. Oh, dang it. Wrong order. Oh, well. Actually, I don't think it mattered. I'm not sure we could have played any more energy than all this combined regardless, but that was definitely a mistake. So let's get the strikes out of our hands. We can beam cell, I think, twice, yeah, with Feral, so we can finally get some vulnerable on. Now is a good time to turbo. We can all for one after the adaptive strike, and boom. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the only thing we want to be careful about here is we don't actually want to do anything that moves orb slots. Look at that. Rocket Punch forcing the Wither into our discard pile. Pro move there, right? By the way. So if you didn't know, you draw before the Wither is created. So we had a full hand and we couldn't take it. Kind of cool. That's going to allow us to play more cards, which is really nice, including another eventual Wither. But yeah, this fight all of a sudden with a couple of boost aways and really that's it. It's pretty solid. We can't play chill, we can't play zap, and we're waiting on shatter one more turn here. Now with the go for the eyes, we are able to weaken him so we don't have to block for nearly as much. And with that, I think we're good. Double focus strike's kind of fun. Would this have been would this be the shatter turn we want to do? I mean, it could be. Right? What am I waiting for? Well, we might as well get one more. Well, there's one more wither. One more pulse of the dark orb, and I think at this point now we have enough, and we don't have to worry about trying to block for 47, which we will do anyway. That will happen. But we'll skim first to see what we get. We get a hologram, which is kind of nice. Hologram's going to let us bring back a all for one, which. You know, we can't play it this turn, but we can play it next turn if we ever needed to. And guess what? Shatter also gets pulled back from all for one. But you know what else Shatter does? It evokes all our orbs twice, which kills the boss. Good fight. See ya. Perfect fight. 0 damage taken. That feels pretty good. I feel confident that we can win Ascension 10 at this point. Yeah, I think this is good. Queen, definitely a lot less of a scary fight. I think Aeon Glass is maybe underpowered as we got through that fight without any issue. At least for this deck. That's not true. I think it's definitely easier than Doormaker. It is doing big damage, but I mean, once you're prepared for it, like it's fine. This fight, we are most likely going to take some damage, which is fine. We don't have Centennial Puzzle. That would be nice. We could have a real good draw here for turn 2. And, you know, I debate, do we take 3 here, or 2? Or do we just, you know, pull back something like Turbo? And I think that was the move. Now, I'm going to get rid of the boost away as well. We will full block this turn. I probably should have played that Darkness Orb and get that rolling early. But that's okay. We have a really big turn here if we want. We play everything. Now, we don't have any good draw. I should remember to play the Strength Pot at some point. But let's get the Darkness Orb going. We could defend. I think Metamorphosis is probably a better play. I do finally remember the Strength Potion. And Adaptive Strike is good too. But, like, you know, we could have got another Meteor Strike or Shatter. So I think Metamorphosis was the right choice. And I'm like, you know what? Wait a second. We have so much defense here. Let's work on killing Queen, because I think Queen is going to be tougher. Now we get a Scrape, which is awful. We don't want to play Scrape until we have all for one in our hand. And the problem is, now that's just going to be a curse in our hand for some period of time. And we got 12 by 3 coming our way. So the question is, do I block for 4 or deal 15? And the answer is, I'm gonna just deal 15. Well, I guess because we only would have blocked for equivalent of 3 anyway, right? So Tungsten Rod, do your work, please. You're gonna save us another 2 health here. We'll take it. And yeah, all of a sudden this fight's a little scarier than the last one. We're not quite half health, but we're also not far off it. And I don't think we've even seen. Well, we need to see a lot of stuff here. We haven't seen our all for one. I did not realize. I think I knew this in a past fight where I used Feral against this boss. But bound cards, once played, going back into your hand, don't get unbound. So Go for the Eyes was still the right play, but I was really hoping to play it twice, obviously. So now we're in a weird spot where we're not drawing a full hand, which is kind of annoying. And there we go. We want to play that Glacier for sure. That's good block. Null is good, but at this point, only being able to play it once is kind of annoying. So I figure getting Glacier out of the deck is better here. Go for the Eyes. We do want to play that twice. That's helpful. Might as well put that all on the Torch guy because now Queen is shielded. So yeah. Anyway, we can weaken him for 3 turns, but I still think that's probably not the best move. Glacier's got to be better here. But we could also do some damage with dual cast and get some cheap cards out of our hand if we wanted. That Turbo Plus is burning a hole in my pocket, and getting a strike out is also another good idea. We are full blocking, so you know what? Let's not play the Glacier. We'll get the strike out of the hand, and now next turn is going to be very strong because we can definitely null twice. We can at this point finally. Oh, there's a nice defrag plus. Okay, we got that down, which also is of course mummified hand, giving us a free gunk up here, which is kind of cool. But we're gonna play that null first, I think. Again, we got to get some cards out of our hand. Dual cast is going to basically kill the Torch Head. Might as well get him out of here entirely. And start getting to work on Queen. There we go. And we still don't want to play that Scrape. We've got to get that All for One in our hand. And man, these cards kind of stink coming up. So yeah, starting to get a little gross with the draw order we've had with All for One. We're bottom decking All for. Oh, this is the worst thing imaginable. So okay, here's what we can do. We can kind of avoid, if we don't play too many cards here, we could draw both of those together. We have, no, we can't, because Ascender's Bane is going to disappear, and so is Shame. So we might as well play all our cards and just be like, what the heck, we don't get to do anything. On the plus side, we can Scrape now, so we got that going for us, I guess. And Tungsten Rod helps a lot with Queen's multi-attacks. So here we go. Let's start putting some damage down. We gotta go for the Eyes. A bunch of 0-cost cards coming our way. Adaptive Strike is fine as well. Again, that's kind of annoying that it's bound in the in the discard pile. This turn only, but it is still annoying. And we're just gonna block for what we can here. Scrape is fine now. Yeah, whatever. We don't care about any of those. Slime's actually okay. And now we're finally set, but we're gonna take one more hit. I think this is probably the last hit we have to worry about taking, especially with 2 Dark Orbs. We get shamed again, as always. This is just how it goes. Get to play some turbos, adaptive strike, All for One, boost away, lightning rods. Yeah, let's play all these. Here we go. Probably should have played that bound strike or lightning rod, but that's okay. We get another Scrape as well, which just lets us play more cards, and we can All for One again. And this is how the deck was supposed to work the entire fight, or the entire game, but basically only worked. Yes, we finally got the hand. Adaptive Strike for the win. It's basically Claws, except better, right? And we get the win. GG. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a fun Defect run, showing what All for One does when you don't see a single Claw the entire game. What the heck, man? Or Overclock, or Compact, or Scavenge, or, but we still get the win. Defect's pretty good. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit the like button. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.